Welcome back, everybody. It's Cape Rugby TV. We carry on talking about club rugby, and of course, as you know, we've been following women's rugby, the DHL Western Province Rugby women's squad, all predominantly hail from clubs in Western Province. And joining me back on the line now, Danel Russouw, the manager for the DHL Western Province Rugby women's side. We had Danel on the show last week with a catch-up, and we're lucky to get her back on now. Danel, welcome back.
Good evening, JP. Thank you very much for having me.
So, off to Durban you went after 3 games of successive wins, and it's another 4th, and it's away from home.
Yes, it was an away game against the Sharks. We didn't expect anything easy on the field, and as we expected, well deserved. The Sharks gave us a good run for our money, but I need to compliment my team definitely this weekend. Defense was our strong point. You know, despite the weather conditions and all of that, it was a tough game. It was really, really challenging. I mean, the Sharks, if anybody watched the game, they will see it was challenging. They were in our 22, you know, but a lot. But our girls, the defense, we denied any tries or any scores. Unfortunately, we walked away without a bonus point, which means that there's a change on the log at the moment. We moved both ourselves and Border unbeaten. So they got a bonus point. So we are second on the log. They've got 20 log points and we've got 19. Both
okay.
Unbeaten.
That's okay. You're still unbeaten. And of course,
Yes.
You're still the reigning champions. But now,
absolutely.
I mean, the game itself, I don't know how many people watched that game, but the game itself, you guys were on the field for more than 2 hours. I know that you went 3 or 4 minutes overtime, but more than 2 hours on the field, if I remember correctly. I mean, there must have been a time that was going through your mind, has all the strength and conditioning and fitness training in the pre-season paid off? And well, the picture I was getting was yes, it did.
Definitely, I agree with you, JP. Like I said, staying hydrated in conditions that you're not used to, where you are basically being challenged to the bitter end. It was hard. Like I said, the time, it was excessive. There's no other word. But our girls stood strong. I mean, we walked away with a win, which we're grateful for, but we were in desperate need of a lot of hydration and rest. So, yeah.
Of course, Durban, we know Durban is very humid, even though it's humid, the players on the field for such a long time in rather warm temperatures are going to lose a bit of water, as you say.
No, absolutely.
So how are things looking in the squad? I mean, obviously the spirit, I'm assuming the spirits are high?
No, definitely the spirits are high. I think, when we walked off the field on Saturday, we got back to the drawing board on Monday at practice. And what's in the past is in the past. We're focusing on this weekend's derby. I can actually call it a final. It is the 2 unbeaten teams in the first round of this division that is clashing at Newlands on Saturday. So, it's going to be a big one.
You're taking on Border at Newlands this Saturday, 1 o'clock kickoff. Again, back to Newlands. I mean, a place that you clearly are quite comfortable with now. You've been doing some pre-season training there. You've been doing some of your captain's runs there. And you've had 1 or 2 matches there as well. I mean, you've got home ground advantage, but Border's not going to be easy.
No, definitely. Border's not going to be easy. It's literally, I believe in being transparent. I think we've done all the preparation that we possibly could. And it's going to be who's going to be the better team on the day. Both teams are unbeaten. Both teams have got a lot to play for. And I mean, the 1 log point it's not really much. I mean, this weekend is going to decide who's going to take the top of the log at the end of the first round. So it's really, really a huge game this weekend.
You got a couple of players coming back into the squad?
Yes, Verushka Grain is back. Danel Snyder's is back in fullback, and Verushka's playing wing. That's really great news. There's still a few, big injuries on our side, and we cannot really confirm at this stage when those players will return to play. But that's the great thing of playing with a squad. So we can actually rotate the players, and at the end of the day, so one player doesn't make a team. So the players that's there really play their heart out and give their all.
So it's of course the first round at the moment of the league.
Yes, it's the first round coming to an end. We play a round robin, home and away. So, and this continues for 11 weeks non-stop. So we started on the 8th of May and the final will be on the 17th of July. But as I said, for all teams, you know, and there's been so much movement on the log. I mean, they were at the Blue Bulls, they were at the bottom, they only won one game and they moved to third place. So there's a lot that can still happen in this competition, which makes it so exciting. But at the moment, the two front runners, both ourselves and Border, we're in for a big clash this weekend.
Is there any in the back of the players' minds at the moment of what is going to come after the interprovincials? We know from a national perspective, some of the players have got their sights set on those pictures, and some of the administrators.
Yes, definitely. I think that's what excites me so much about this competition as well. There's a lot of players that actually get the opportunity to play, and with the streaming and the games, you know, being put out there, a lot of people, a lot of players are putting up their hands, and I really pray that they are, you know, that they will be seen and given the opportunity. I think most of the players are focusing on the World Cup next year, the 15th World Cup in New Zealand, and yeah, we've got quite a few players. In our camp that is already in the training squad. So once the competition finishes, that is what both the players and Lorien, our head coach, is also involved in the mix there. So that is what they will be focusing on. But like I said, first things first, we first want to get this competition under our belt.
Now we'll leave it at that. Good luck for the weekend. It's great chatting with you again. And yeah, well, hopefully we'll try and catch up again next week.
Definitely, that would be great, and I hope I can return with good news.
Thanks, Nal. There we go, folks. Danel Russouw, of course, the DHL Rugby women's team manager, and the team is really doing fantastic at the moment. We, of course, know that they are sitting at 1 and 2 of the log, as Nal said. That's very exciting. And this weekend, of course, it's Border at Newlands, back home. So, yeah, our women's team just keeps getting stronger and stronger. 4 on the road at the moment. At least 4 wins in a row at the moment. Really fantastic. Right, folks, well, as you know, winter is here. And, of course, so is flu. It's pretty cold out there at the moment. And as we know, it's been raining quite a lot. And, of course, well, they call it the flu season. And the latest strain of flu vaccines are available now at MChem 24-hour pharmacy. The flu vaccinations are only available for a limited time, so you need to get down there as soon as possible. And you can get your flu vaccine at MChem 24-hour pharmacy clinics from 8 a.m. in the morning until 8 p.m. every day of the week. So that's 7 days a week. And the fantastic thing is, of course, that you don't need an appointment. You can just walk straight in. Just walk straight in and go and get your flu vaccination. Of course, as you know, MChem is always open. There's always open there just for you. And of course, as we've said before, there's a lot of people who need advice. You need advice on flu, different types of flus and how the vaccine works. Well, MChem is the place for you. And of course, there's nursing sisters on duty and of course the helpful staff at MChem that can help you with any advice that you might need around matters in relation to the flu. If you want to find out how the flu vaccine works or information about the different types of strains of flu, well, of course, somebody at MChem can definitely help you. I, for one, had to undergo a little bit of education myself in terms of, should I get the vaccine? What happens when I get the flu vaccine? And of course, these things are important to know, and someone at MChem can help you there. As I said, the nursing sisters on duty to help you. And of course, those clinics open then from 8 a.m. in the morning until 8 p.m. in the evening. So expert pharmacists and nursing sisters at MChem 24-hour pharmacy. Folks, we'll take an ad break. When we come back from the break, we carry on taking a look at what's happening in the world of club rugby. We'll come back with Jerome Parvater, who's going to tell us about the under-20s and their preparation for the under-20 Currie Cup. Back in a sec.